Okay, welcome. This is the brother Lamadia, giving all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Kwadash, giving double honor to those apostles of Great Millstone, and blessings to the sincere believers of Yahushua. This video was motivated from the Elder Apostle Gabar video entitled "These Things Never Go Out of Style." Now, in the video, he was pretty much going into how you got to have integrity and respect and manners. You know, that's the type of person you want to be when you come to this truth, because a lot of guys don't carry them such as, so so I was inspired to do this video, and you have the word here on the screen, the word etiquette. Because there's a proper etiquette that you must carry with you coming into the faith, because we're not the men we was prior to we came into the truth. The scripture speaks of us being new creatures or being reborn. So now we got to carry ourselves with a higher standard than we did back when we were in the world. Now, let's look up the word etiquette. Now, this is the English definition of the word etiquette. And it reads, the customary code of polite behavior in society or amongst members of a particular profession or group. So, yeah, that's etiquette, because there's a code of conduct that you must carry yourself wherever you go. Like if you go to work, the code of conduct is you got to be professional. You know, you may have to speak differently, because how you speak, what it does, what it does is it reflect the business, and it reflect who you are, and how knowledgeable you are about your craft. Because if you see a person that's not carrying themselves through a basic code of conduct, you look at them as they not fit for the job. So with us, there's a code of conduct. With us, there's certain etiquettes we have to follow, because we are representations of Yahushua, and we are considered to be the righteous. And the word righteous means to do that which is right. So now let's go to Ecclesiastes 7:1. Let's see what that says. And it says, a good name is better than precious ointment, and the day of death than the day of one's birth. Now, this is a good name is better than precious ointment, because you got a lot of people with a foul name, or that's the person nobody want to be around because they have a bad name. Like the Elder Apostle Kabar made a analogy or a reference to, let's say you go to a brother, home, you want to carry yourself with respect, and respect to his property. You don't want to be the person that just intrusive, because what's going to happen is you may lose your invitation and your welcome, because now if you do decide I want to go over there next time, the brother gonna be kind of like pushing you away and brushing you off, because how you carry yourself the first time you went over. So that's going to building a good name or having a good name. Years ago, I would say, when I was young coming into the faith, and one brother I knew back in the world, and we both came into the faith. But when one time I crashed at his place, whatever, and I slept on the couch. I woke up early in the morning. I folded my blankets, cleaned and straightened out my area where I stood the night at, and later on I just bounced, went about my way. And then the brother came to me and mentioned to me how his family was saying how respectful I was and how I'm welcome anytime. And that's just an example of having a good name, because I'm pretty sure if I just left my filth there, and didn't fold my blankets, even the cups I had there, I went and washed my own cup, you know, and that was that. And I was given an extended invitation to come anytime, you know. I felt like swinging by. So now let's go to Ecclesiastes and 7, Slakia 32:7. It says, "Speak, young man, if there be need of thee, and yet scarcely when thou art twice asked." Now, just going into speaking a lot, because you got some guys just like to talk, and then when you speak, you have to be mindful of the things that's coming out your mouth, because you just saying anything. That's another way to lose your welcome. Let's say you're around older brother, you're around elder, and you just blurring out things, or you saying carnal things to a God that's more seasoned and have more understanding than you. You're gonna come off and appear as the fool, and what's gonna happen is that person is not gonna want to be around you anymore. Just like anything in the world, because that concept works with everything. If you're a master carpenter or a master at your trade, and you got some young ass apprentice come in, and he's trying to tell you how to do things because he went through the apprenticeship training, and he think he know it all, or he think he knows something, whereas the person that put in time and season, he understand everything is not by the book. Sometimes you have to improvise, you know. So that's a guy with experience, or that's a man with wisdom. Matter of fact, look up the word wisdom. I'm gonna show you something. Because what does it mean to be wise? Um, Now, just the English definition, it says having or showing experience, knowledge, and good judgment, right? That's the English definition. But let's get deeper. I'm going to scroll down to the etymology, and it takes you down to the word, it's related to the word wits. Now, we'll see the word wits means. That derives, hold up. Oh, there you go. Slack you. I passed it by mistake. Now, this is the word wits. And as you see, if it derives from the Latin word here, videre means to see. So a person that have wisdom or is wise, that means they could see. They have understanding. Well, you have knowledge, which means to know. Understanding is comprehension, and wisdom means to see. Now, a person that's been a mechanic for 20 plus years, through the experience, through the mechanics, they could see how much time you may have on a car or a certain part that may need to be changed. They may tell you, well, you got like at least, I'll give you about like 6 months before you may have to change this before it goes out, because they could see through their experience. Or somebody speeding or driving through black ice, eventually gonna get to accidents because we could foresee the future through experience. Cause you ever drove on black ice, it could get slippery. You could lose control of the wheel. So the word wisdom or wise means to see. So now going back to Sirach or Ecclesiasticus chapter 32:7, it says, "Speak, young men, if there be need of thee, and yet scarcely when thou art twice asked." Now, scarcely mean um, something that is in low abundance. "Let thy speech be short, comprehending much in few words. Be as one that knoweth, and yet hold excuse me, and yet hold his tongue." Now, coming up as a kid, I will always hear it's bad manners to say "I know," because somebody may be talking to you, and as a kid, you may say "I know, I know, I know," and then you get popped in the mouth like, "Stop saying I know." So it says, "Be as one that knoweth, and yet hold his tongue," because that's so humility, that's so humbleness. "If thou be among great men, make not thyself equal with them, and with ancient men are in place, use not many words." So you gotta learn how to be quiet, the art of keeping your mouth shut, because you can't learn and speak at the same time. Because if you in a circumstance of learning, few words should be coming out your mouth. Now let's go to um oh man. This is Rock 21:15. "A skillful man will hear a wise word. He will commend it and add on to it. But as soon as one of no understanding heareth it, it displeaseth him, and he casteth it behind his back. The talking of a fool is like burden in the way, but grace should be found in the lips of the wise," because the wise understand already to not use a lot of words or keep your words few, because only a fool will go around talking a lot and not knowing when to shut up. Now it says, "They inquired at the mouth of the wise man in the congregation, and they shall ponder his words in their heart. As is a house that is destroyed, so is wisdom to a fool, and the knowledge of the unwise is as talk without sense." So it says, "the knowledge of the unwise is talk without sense," because things will just go over their head, and you could say something, they will never see the point. And Iman is, where you going with this? Now, verse 19. "Doctrine unto fool is as fetters on the feet, and like manacles on the right hand. A fool lifted up his voice with laughter, but a wise man do scarce smile a little. And that's self-explanatory. Now, this is Sirach or Ecclesiasticus 6 and 32. My son, if thou wilt, thou shalt be taught. And if thou wilt apply thy mind, thou shalt be prudent. If thou love to hear, thou shalt receive understanding. But you gotta first love to hear, because some people love to talk. So it said, if thou love to hear, thou shalt receive understanding. And if thou bow thine ear, thou shalt be wise. Stand in the midst, stand in the multitude of the elders and cleave unto him that is wise, because your mind frame is to always cleave to the wise men, not hanging around with fools and people in the world, because that rubs off on you. You know, the more you're around people in the world, that spirit rubs off on you. Like that silly spirit and them carnal conversation rubs off on you. Or you just saying statements that's off in the spirit, or that's not scriptural. That's why you got to be around the wise, which is the righteous. So stand in the multitude of the elders and cleave unto him that is wise. Be willing to hear every godly discourse, and let not the parables of understanding escape thee. And if thou seest a man of understanding, get thee betimes unto him, and let thy foot wear the steps of his door. Let thy mind be upon the ordinance of the Lord, and meditate continually in his commandments. And he should establish thine heart and give thee wisdom at thy own desire. So now it says, it was in verse 36. And if thou seest a wise man of understanding, get thee betimes unto him, because now the world doesn't teach you to be wise. The world teach you that you have to always cater to the flesh, rather than spending your youth, picking up and gathering information to be wise when you become an old man. Especially Jake. Jake don't like to learn nothing. They don't know nothing, and guess what? They don't want to know anything. That's why if you go to YouTube and you type in any how-to video, majority is going to be Edomites. A majority is going to be Edomites showing you how to do things, or you might even see Moab here and there. So I'm gonna close with this, with Sirach 7 and 14, and it says, "Use not many words in a multitude of elders, and make not much babbling without praise." Now it says, "Use not many words in a multitude of elders," because it sounds foolish. You sound foolish because you don't share the same level of experience as the man, or understanding as the man, but you talking a lot. That's how you develop a bad name. Now, 15. Hate not laborer's work. Hold up. I guess that's it on that. I'll leave it at 14. So, so the whole point of this video is we now have a higher standard on how we have to carry ourselves and how we're supposed to move. Everything we need to know on how to conduct ourselves is inside the scripture. You just got to read. That's why the scriptures say, "Blessed is he that readeth." And this is the time to you know, being more involved in the scriptures, because we're drawing close to the end. And as we drawing close, you know, Satan, he's putting in those OT hours, you know, and he's gonna try to work on brothers' mind. But our best defense is the scriptures. So with that, Lord willing, this video was edifying. Until next time, I want to say shalom.